Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The 2020 election is now 1 year away. Today's debate, can any of the Democratic candidates take down Trump? Then, Taylor Swift gets real about her personal life, why she's not doing a big tour, and do her fans have a right to be upset? Plus, one airline deleted gay love scenes from its in-flight movies. Is this okay, or did the censorship go too far? And Real Housewife LEEANNE Locken is in the DBL house today.
Dallas is a pageant that I always win.
You don't want to miss her live on our panel.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, November 4th. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al. I'm Sam. Hey, guys, we got a really special guest co-host. LEEANNE Locken from the Real Housewives of Dallas is here. Yes, look at her with her fierce outfit. We cannot wait to get all the behind-the-scenes gossip, LEEANNE. We know you don't hold back, girl. All right, stay tuned for LEEANNE. Well, the presidential election is less than a year away, meaning a year from now. Oh, listen to the music. All right, it's official. Yep, a year from now, we will most likely know who won. 3 new national polls all show the Dems with Biden leading, followed by Warren, then Sanders and Buttigieg in 4th. Meantime, President Trump is facing an impeachment inquiry. You may have heard something about that. So what are your predictions a year from now? Who will win? Let's start with you, Tori.
My prediction is going to sound a little wacky, and I know that, but I'm looking for the slow, long, moderate burn, and to me, that's Buttigieg. I think he's going to come out almost like Obama in a long, rock star type way. Now, if you kill it in Iowa, it's a good sense. He killed it in Iowa. He has the most money. He's the youngest. He's the moderate. I think he's the most well-spoken. I think he can beat Trump. He's also been in the military. He speaks 8 languages, Rhodes Scholar. So my money is on that superstar breaking through, but it's going to be a long burn. I'm talking months and months for everyone to sort of get it.
There's only one candidate you can affiliate with the word burn, Tori. And you know that's Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
And he is the one. I'm sorry. Most people feel the burn for him. I think that Bernie Sanders will win. I think he's the only candidate that can stand to beat Trump. If we go the Biden route, I think we're going to get the same result that we had in 2016. People look at Hillary Clinton and Biden as the old school, bureaucratic, traditional politicians that none of us can stand anymore.
He has not impressed me once on any stage.
Me neither, but what do you think?
See, I'm going with your boy Biden just for those reasons. The people
with my
know
boy? He ain't my boy.
Yes, the person you met. I don't want to offend you and Bernie. I know how you guys roll. But I'll just say this. I think that while we talk politics every day, and I think a lot of Americans talk politics with their friends, I think a lot of people are like, I have 3 jobs, bro. All I know from those names is Joe Biden. I think I know Elizabeth Warren, but they're going to go with what they know. And so I think we're going to see Biden, and I think Biden will learn from the mistakes.
I think Biden will lose.
Well, I think he's going to learn from the mistakes that Hillary made by not going to Wisconsin.
So far, he has not learned any type of way of at least getting the energy to sound like he's all there. And I'm being honest, I like Joe Biden.
I'm not saying that I think he's the best candidate. I just think from name recognition, that counts.
I don't think he'll beat Trump, though. What do you think?
I would like to see Bernie come out of the Democratic Party, but I don't think he will. I think things would have been very different if he came out last time instead of Hillary, but we won't go there. I think Elizabeth Warren is going to come out for the Dems.
She does have a continuous, steady lead.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I ultimately think Trump will get reelected.
A lot of people do.
Yeah. Chime in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Well, Lori Loughlin has gone all in, pleading not guilty on new charges of bribery in the college admission scandal. She is facing up to 50 years in prison. But now we're learning it was her husband, Massimo, who reportedly convinced her to plead not guilty. Friends were encouraging her to take a new plea deal, but she ultimately listened to her hubby. So this has us asking, who do you listen to? Your friends, your partner? What would you do, Tori?
I'd listen to my lawyer.
Yeah.
You don't want to listen to people who have any skin in the game in that way where things get skewed. Your friends really don't know the situation. Your husband has also been charged with 50 years. He's got too much going on. Listen to your lawyer. And if you don't like the strategy, change lawyers. I have not liked the way they've played this. She went aggressively hard, and their plea deal gets bigger and bigger because she keeps saying no. They've offered her 3 outs, and she has yet to take it.
Is she going to see jail time, in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't think their lawyer's advising them in what to do? You think the husband's like, don't listen to him, I got got this. They're definitely listening to their lawyer. I think all these leaks coming out of their camp are all fake. We say that she's sad every day. She's crying. She wants a plea deal. And then they're offering her kids going to jail. And then she stands up like a gangster and she's like, no deal. I'm going to court.
What if she's still in her bubble, especially her husband? Her husband was able to pretend that he went to USC all these years. He's used to telling people one thing and then not having to do the work. Not to say that his company, he was not an entrepreneur that built Massimo, but if you're going to say, I graduated from Brown, you didn't put in the time, you didn't put in the money, and you didn't put in the blood, sweat, and tears, and you were just able to benefit from it, that demonstrates that person's character, that psyche. I think that he thinks he's undefeatable.
Sam, and I don't even know how much it has to do with character. I think it's just like, what is your reality bit?
It's privilege.
Like, honestly, your reality is what it is. And, like, these people have not, like, they don't know anybody that's ever gone to jail.
But it's a lawyer's job to cut through that and say, yo, there might be prison time here. I don't get why Felicity Huffman got great advice and they got crappy advice.
If I want to be their lawyer, I'm not saying, hey, you might do jail time. I'd be like, thanks for coming to Jackson Associates. You're not going to see a day in jail. That was my dad's law firm. It was Jackson and Jackson. Yeah, right there.
That's great.
Yeah, right there on Lee Road.
Yes, nice. All right, so is a 4-day work week better for everyone? Microsoft tried it in Japan, and turns out productivity jumped nearly 40%. Wow. This reminds me a little bit about your brother and his culture and his company.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks the more hours you put in, the greater the success, especially bosses. That's not true. My brother's company, you get 45 minutes for lunch if you don't work out. If you work out, they give you an hour and 45 minutes, and they buy your gym membership.
Whoa.
Just because it's proven that getting that time off, going to the gym, moving.
Get your brain thinking.
Right, and
wow.
it makes you a better employee.
Right.
And I think we need to start looking at this for the future and making our employees happy instead of grinding them to the whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, to the grindstone, maybe.
To the grindstone, yeah.
No,
I'm grinding.
I've kind of seen this when I've gone in to do what's called punch-up work on some scripts. I'll go to production companies, and I'll see offices. Now, granted, these are usually in, like, L.A., but they're, like, kind of big lounges almost.
Yeah, I know.
Like people have their dog next to them. There's a pool table, but I mean they're clearly making a lot of money there, and it's something about treating your employees like, hey, we don't just have soda and candy. We also have hummus and stuff that's good for you. It's working.
Kombucha. There's a lot of offices now that have kombucha on tap, cold brew on tap.
Boy.
That would motivate me. I'm sorry.
Yes,
if I'm having a
would.
bad moment, if I had a bad phone call and I could just go walk 10 feet and get myself a kombucha on tap, that would really help me feel restored. I'm serious.
What's this place like when we get free burritos in the morning?
I know. It's true. It makes a difference.
But I think it's not just kombucha and all that. It's dignity, right?
Yes.
I trust you enough that you will get your work done, and that gives me a sense you're not going to micromanage me. I'm going to work harder for you and produce more.
That's
but
right.
kombucha on tap's really nice.
I know. Can we make that a thing, huh? We have no executives in the building. Zero executives in the building. But I think all the employees would be behind it. DBL's
Except
live.
for the black man. I don't care for that.
Cold brew on tap?
Kombucha tastes like prison beer.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It's
Cold brew on
fermented
tap?
prison.
Cold brew on tap?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, all right. So you can have one of these.
Life's about balance.
Okay. DBL is live. Coming up, it's official. No world tour for Taylor Swift, and we finally know her personal reason why. Also, Delta Airlines is under fire for censoring in-flight movies, especially LGBTQ scenes. Don't miss our heated debate. And Real Housewives star, LEEANNE Locken. She joined our DBL panel. She got opinions. She ain't afraid to share them when we come back.
They say if you get the job you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
And we love that at DBL. We get to tell it like it is, even if things get a little heated.
And since we're always live, you'll always see us 100% real.
But it's not just about what we think. We want your opinions on what's happening in our world.
And we guarantee on DBL, we're never going to hold back.
Because we talk about what you're talking about.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Let's get right to it.
Let me tell you something. Be real.
Woo! Please help me.
Be real careful.
I have listened to you.
No,
I
am not. The camera.
I don't care about the
camera. I do. They're right there.
I don't
right
care.
There. I told you.
Hi, I'm a hot dog, and this is my hot dog.
Oh my gosh, welcome back to DBL. That was LEEANNE Locken from the Real Housewives of Dallas. She is still here in studio.
Yes.
So LEEANNE, we are so excited excited to have you here. I really dig your transparency and unfiltered opinions. You definitely fit in well on our panel. Now, you just got married in April, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow,
Yes.
gorgeous.
That's not a ring. That's a ring. That's a ring.
It's a ring.
That's a ring
on it.
Yes.
And there is a clip from last week's episode that we want to talk to you about, but I want our audience to first look. Watch.
I'm blessed.
You are blessed. You are so blessed, Leanne.
I still so much want to be worthy. I didn't grow up being told that I deserved good things. I just didn't get that as a child. So, as an adult, it's something that I struggle with.
Receive it.
Wow. This is why I think a lot of your fans relate to you. They look to you for advice because you keep it 100.
What an honest thing to say.
So vulnerable, right? The vulnerability. But my question to you is you do come off very confident. So how are you so confident but then also feel not so worthy?
So I will explain that to you very easily. So in your world, you have self-confidence, and your self-confidence is based off of what you know you are capable of doing. But your self-esteem is based off of who you think you are.
Oh, that was super profound, you
and
guys.
so I used to create and produce and host my own TV shows, and I did a show with a woman who is a hypnotist, and she's the one who told me, your self-esteem, if your self-confidence is 80 and your self-esteem is 20, and you're put in a situation that mixes your self-esteem with your self-confidence, your inner body will rectify so that you're comfortable.
Wow.
And I've learned, honestly, I've just learned on the Housewives to be comfortable with who I am. I am a broken person who found a vial of super glue and monster glue, and I'm working desperately to glue all the pieces back together. Wow. You know?
Wow. I wonder how different people's experience would be if they said those words.
Yeah,
I'm a broken person, but I can't fix myself. I like that.
But you know, the truth is, it's like, I think being 100% transparent and being honest is the only way for me to be at this point. It took me a lot of years of going through shame and guilt and self-destruction and a lot of things that, you know, that I talk about on the show that people think are very dark. But you have to understand, because I went through all those things, where I sit today and knowing who I am and how I'm loved by the people who love me, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me.
Well, let me ask you a question. I hate when people are mad at me. It's a whole thing. I'm very Jewish and nervous, and I get very upset.
No, I'm a shiksa.
Okay, I'll take out. She's a shiksa. It's non-Jew. I love the shiksa.
Yeah.
All right. How do you handle being the queen bee, but also sometimes the villain? Because that would really work on my self-esteem, I think.
It works on mine. It works on my self-esteem whenever I feel like, for instance, this season, the girls are all like, oh, she's telling her story again. And I'm like, that's really hurtful.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're trying to, you're actually not validating. You're talking crap about something that I took the time to survive. That some people didn't survive.
See, but I think that has more to do with them. They don't want to hear your truth because your truth makes them confront their truth.
Uncomfortable.
And if they haven't done that yet, it's very uncomfortable to see somebody that is able to do that.
And can I tell you something? That is what I've finally learned. I have finally learned that my ability to not be shamed brings out sometimes others' shame.
Well, they see your life.
You can't control it, and you can't, and you just have to accept it. But it's hard to do, believe me.
Amazing.
Reading those comments can be tough, but thank you. Leanne, we do have a really great segment called Reality Roundup. We want to get your inside scoop on the juicy reality TV moments, so she's going to stick around. And later, Krispy Kreme is taking on a college kid after finding out he resells their sweet treats, the donut debate, and top trending stories. Coming up.
Dallas is a pageant that I always win.
I may love animals, but honey, you'll never see me behave like one.
Everyone's deserving of the comeback they're willing to earn.
I love cross-stitching and crosswords, but don't you dare double-cross me.
Oh boy, welcome back to DBL. It is time for Reality Roundup, where we obsess over the week's best reality TV moments. And today, we are joined by the star, LEEANNE Locken from The Real Housewives.
Yes!
You are, girl, of Dallas.
Yes!
Now, her highly anticipated wedding is featured on the next episode, and we have a very quick clip. Listen to how her groom humorously answers the question, are you still married, at the reception.
Are you still married? So far. That girl on that saddle looking pretty good, though.
I love your relationship because you guys are constantly kidding with one another.
Oh my
but
God.
some people don't see it that way.
No, and they take it real, like oh, you can tell he doesn't love
It's
her.
pathetic.
And I'm just like, get over it. So yeah, no, that's how Rich and I are. Number one,
Like most couples, you mean they joke around?
We really joke. We have bad car games where we're can't hit the driver. We sing together, and he's always like, oh, you're doing a little Barry Manilow off key over here, huh? And I'm like.
Yeah, right.
You know what
exactly.
he did over there in the corner? He when I went up to he stood up as I stood up, and I love when a man
What a gentleman.
does that.
Yeah, don't worry, he doesn't open the car doors.
Okay.
All right, so because we have you here, we want to get some your advice on some of these clips that are trending.
Awesome.
So on The Real Housewives of OC, the ladies dress up for Vicky's birthday.
Oy.
They sip on some team while Brawwin throws major shade at Gina for sending her kids to public school. Enjoy.
I might hit the lottery tomorrow. I'm gonna send my kids to the best bougie private school I can find. It's not about that. Like,
I don't
trust
send
me.
my kids to
I'm just saying. I will
My kids
particularly.
go to public
I'm not
school.
talking about your kids. It's not about you, Broadway. Happy birthday, Queen Victoria.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Queen Victoria.
I mean, what do you make of that conversation?
I think that's what happens in these types of situations is that everybody, look, it's Bronwyn's first season. Bronwyn's coming in. She's really trying to, throw her word into it. And I get that. But, it's kind of like don't overcount. Don't take someone else's conversation and make it about you.
Yeah.
Realize that if someone's talking about their kids, they're talking about their kids.
Right.
Ain't got nothing to do with you. You didn't birth them.
Yeah. I mean, but
you ain't feeding them.
As a viewer, though, who definitely believes in public schools and is a product of a public school system, I was like, it grossed me out. I have to be honest.
I'm going to tell you, I saw this episode and I thought of you, Sam.
Yeah.
Like, I really did, because I was
You're
like...
a big proponent for public school.
Huge proponent. I just went back to my high school's 50th anniversary, and let me tell you, we turned out the most incredible leaders, researchers from Stanford, Harvard, professional sports athletes. And it's just, it bothers me that there's like a discrepancy between private school and public, like one's here and one's here when they're not.
But
Just
I think
saying.
it's on brand for OC because OC kind of plays this game of who's the best mom Olympics, and that's how they quantify it.
Gross.
I mean, that's the reason it's like
not
their
a
brand.
game, but honestly, that's not a game that I want to see on the OC. I want to see 6 or 7 amazing women who have full lives that we get to watch and view. I don't want to see games created by who is the best mom, who had the best breast milk. Let's just, if we're going to get stupid, down and petty, let's do that.
Yeah.
But that's not really what I want to watch. So.
Agreed. Now, finally, on Growing Up Hip Hop, rapper Ja Rule's kids are throwing a graduation party. But before they start living it up, the always on time singer has some strict rules for them. Check it out.
Rule number 1, no hanky-pankying around by the pool. So you let all your little buddies know, keep it clean, keep it cool by the pool. Rule number 2, any smoking goes on down by the tents. Remember, this is a party, but this is also my house.
So wait, did Ja Rule lay down the Ja Rules?
Ja Rules!
Okay.
I don't know, I couldn't tell over the black bar.
I know, a lot of cursing.
What do you think about his parental guidance?
Listen, if you know your kids are going to smoke and you know your kids are going to have sex, why not give them the guidance to make sure that you don't end up taking care of grandchildren?
Amen.
Well said. Wow. Can't argue with that. Make sure to catch Leanne's big day this Wednesday on Bravo. Stay tuned because Leanne is sticking around for the rest of the show. Oh, yeah, she got opinions. We'll be right back.
What, me? What?
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Welcome back to DBL. Tori, comments?
Yes, we have a fan of yours. Miss Monique wrote in. OMG, Leanne is my favorite on Real Housewives of Dallas. I love her opinions, and I love that accent.
Yes.
That accent is good.
My little heart just went...
Do you feel like that your accent gives you some leeway? Like people give you some...
It's disarming.
It is.
Hell no.
But you can do the
I
bless
think you
your
get
heart
away
thing.
with more.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, you can always do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know a lot of Southern sayings, and I actually tweet Southern sayings a lot, but no.
Okay.
No,
All right. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
We're talking all about today's top trending stories with Real Housewives of Dallas star LEEANNE Locken, and she's not holding back. Taylor Swift is staying home. She reveals why a world tour is a no-go this time around. Then, in-flight censorship, why Delta is reversing course after editing out gay love scenes in movies mid-air. And a sunrise ceremony sounds great in theory, but a wedding that starts at 5:30 in the morning? What? Our debate, your comments, and LEEANNE Locken's opinion when DBL comes back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. LEEANNE Locken from the Real Housewives of Dallas is with us. We cannot wait to get your unfiltered opinion on these stories. So let's get started, shall we? Taylor Swift usually sells out stadiums around the world when she goes on tour, but for her latest album, she's got only 12 shows on the books, and fans are speculating it's because her mom's cancer is back. She says, quote, "Change happens not only in my career, but in my life, and I've got some pretty intense things happening with my family right now. I can't go on long tours and not have the ability to go home if I need to. I have priorities that aren't just touring now." And in the same interview for Apple Music, Taylor calls out the blatant sexism that she faces. Watch.
And I don't think people understand how easy it is to infer that someone who's a female artist or a female in our industry is somehow doing something wrong by wanting love, wanting money, wanting success. Women are not allowed to want those things the way that men are allowed to want them.
Two powerful points here.
I thought she said
so.
it
Number
great.
one, what do you make of her prioritizing family over her tour?
I think her prioritizing her life, whether it's family or not, whether she just wants to go grocery shopping, it doesn't matter. It's her life. And the thing is, if she's not happy, do you really want to go see a pissed off Taylor Swift on tour? No. Do you want to see a sad Taylor Swift on tour? No. Do you want her to make a tour and then have to cancel on those thousands of people? No. Let her have her life.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already grown up in the public eye. How difficult was that?
I know.
That's such a great point about wanting to go see an artist that's happy, because we've all had artists that we kind of really liked, and then they'll write a memoir and they'll be like, I hated every second. And you're like, I love that show.
Right.
You know, and just it takes away from it knowing that the person wasn't into this thing that you loved. So I definitely agree.
But a lot of fans are selfish. They really are, and they have an ownership over the artists that they love. But Tori, I saw you nodding your head vigorously when she started to talk about the blatant sexism that exists, especially in the music industry, but I would say in every industry.
I agree with you. She has a great song. I'm a Swiftie. I'm a 37-year-old, proud, somewhat proud. Swiftie. First of all, I have an ill mom, so I totally get wanting to be close to home. I applaud her for that. But two, she has a song in there about wanting to be a man, and she says, I'm sick of having to run faster. Would I get there faster if I were a man? And it talks about Leo and Saint-Tropez. He can have all these girls, and when I have boyfriends, it's Taylor Swift does this, and she does that.
We all know
She's
the names. If she dates too much,
That's
she's a slut.
Yep.
If she wants to make money, she's a gold digger.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think she makes a valid point from experience with her fans. I really do.
What do
how
we
you
call
get
men who want
categorized.
too much sex?
Yeah, we don't.
Happy.
We don't. If anything, they're given a pat on the back.
I feel like this is coming full circle towards me now.
Why?
You touched me.
He has a healthy appetite.
You know what? It's about time a man took it.
I agree. We deserve it, and I think we'll start to see that change. I don't think that people look at the same. I think with Tinder and everybody knows that people are dating more. No one's on the idea that like your girlfriend has only been out with 3 other guys. Like that might be 1 week on Bumble.
Okay,
you know?
Dude, go.
I'm just glad I wasn't single when social media was
too.
around.
Me too.
What a ride.
Sliding in those DMs.
Wow. Massively
I'm 800
been in
years
trouble.
old. I know.
Okay, so Delta Airlines is calling out the third-party company that edits their in-flight movies. Customers noticed that same-sex love scenes from Booksmart and Rocketman had been cut. Booksmart's director, Olivia Wilde, tweeted her disapproval with editing out things that are so-called inappropriate, saying, quote, which in our case is female sexuality. Well, Delta is now, Tori, restoring those scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's Delta's fault. I think they used a third party, which was probably easier, save money. It's great that someone noticed.
You don't think that they should have oversight?
No, I think that Delta made a mistake, apologized, and did what they had to do, and it is putting it back. Here's the thing: just make it equal, right? If I see a sex scene between a man and a woman, cool. But if I can't see it with a woman and a woman, we got an issue here. And now I think on a plane, maybe no sex scenes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm a pretty open person. But if I'm next to 36C, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Brad Pitt.
It's so weird.
Legends of the Fall.
So weird when you're sitting there and a sex scene comes on, and it's that screen where everybody behind you can watch, and you know that there's there's a kid here, that there's a man right next to you. It's
very uncomfortable.
awkward.
You just shouldn't watch porn on planes.
It's her bumper sticker.
All right, well, the next reality TV star might have ties to a powerful drug cartel. Raquel, what is going on?
Well, Sam, right now, El Chapo's wife is in talks to be a TV star. TMZ reports Emma Coronel may join VH1's cartel crew. She was recently spotted in a casting meeting. The reality show is in its second season, and it follows people who have past connections to drug cartels. Right now, her husband is behind bars, but the Sinaloa cartel remains powerful. El Chapo's son was just arrested and released after it became too dangerous to hold him in custody.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Did you notice how all the camera people, too, were like, got their face cam?
Yeah. That was my first thought.
I'm filming it, but I don't want to, give me a check. Just don't identify
What
me.
do you think her motivation is, considering that cameras capture a lot. She could put some salacious things out there that could really bite her in the butt.
Here's my thing. Of all of his contacts and any information she knows, if she ever makes a misstep, bye.
Right. And maybe everybody associated with that. And I mean, I don't think this is taking it too far. Like, when you start I don't even really want to comment on this because they don't care. They're just going to take everybody out and keep it moving. Then they're going to be like, well, what did you say? They're just going to. It's a
drive-by and we're all down.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm like, who's casting her anyway? I'm like, you got the part. Please don't kill her.
It's scary. I mean, you think about it. My husband was like a SWAT operator and police and works with the government. And I tell him all the time, do not tell me anything. I will repeat it. Like I'm a repeater. I'm a parrot. Like, don't tell me anything.
That would be terrible. Like for a movie, you got kidnapped, and you're supposed to say, "I'm not going to give the secrets," but you're like, "Okay, here's what he did. He's going to be downtown at 4."
Yes. No, don't. Like he knows too.
That's good.
He's like, "Okay, yeah, you need to leave the house. We have to have a conversation." I'm like, "Okay,
that's great.
That's great.
Go to Starbucks."
Know your limitations.
All right. Well, it turns out if you're late all the time, you're happier and healthier. A new Harvard study says people who are chronically late have lower blood pressure and a lower risk of developing heart disease. Yeah, at the expense of everybody else who's waiting on you.
Who's pissed and you're giving us a heart attack.
Thank you. It's so
sitting there
rude.
going, are you kidding me?
So y'all are early people?
Yes, I'm on time or early. It's rude.
Really?
Yes, it's
I'm
so
just
rude.
getting around this.
But what makes your time more?
What time's the show and I'll be there?
But you tell them ahead of time. You're like, look, don't schedule me for anything before 11 a.m.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I have kids, so I'm up. But my thing, I learned the hard way, because I think when you're in your 20s and everybody's kind of still goofy, it's fine. But then other people are like, hey, I'm paying a sitter. If you tell me you're going to be here at 8 o'clock, that's when it kind of changed. Where like your friend, their tone is different.
Yes,
when you're
their
like,
eyes
sorry,
look
I'm
different.
late, and they don't say anything, they just keep eating. You're like, oh, they're mad.
Here's the thing, though. Why would your time be more important than, say, her time?
Sam, it's nothing personal. I am trifling.
No, but we don't consciously think, oh, my time is more important than yours. What we think is, oh, everyone's kind of going to be flexible, when that's not true.
No, it's not.
I know.
They're not.
That's very inconsiderate.
I know.
I didn't even use the word rude.
Okay, so now you know who you want to schedule dinner with on this panel.
Well, now I know who I am not scheduling.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
The Popeyes chicken sandwich that flew off the fryer in August is back. Some of our staff spent, are you ready for this, 45 minutes in the drive-thru waiting for a taste. And it is making people nuts. I know. Angry customers and employees are getting physical. I know. And in Florida, not having any gas won't stop the hungry patrons. Now, of course, we cannot talk about Popeyes without showing this clip that went viral. Enjoy. Take a moment, savor it. Jeff looks a little bit more reactionary on this one. I feel like he's feeling the Popeyes.
That's seasoning.
Okay, he's into the Popeyes.
Tori, does that taste like a neighborhood you've never been to?
Oh, my God! Stop it!
It went viral.
We were on the shade room.
That went super viral, and I didn't realize because I had an infected tooth that week.
Yeah.
That weekend, remember? So I woke up on Sunday and I had like 37 missed calls, and I'm like, my mouth hurts so bad. I didn't realize it went viral until like after the weekend. Yes.
It went viral. It was great.
Is that sandwich even, does it live up to its hype?
Listen, if you start talking Popeyes right now, I'm a drool because I'm a Cajun girl.
Oh, wow.
Like my whole bloodline is Cajun.
Wow.
So I love spicy Cajun food, shrimp etouffee. Popeyes is my favorite chicken joint. Thank you, Popeyes. I love you. Spicy
spicy dark meat. Let's get real. And I lick the biscuits before I eat them because
there
they
you
are that
go.
good. And the red beans and rice. Oh, girl.
So nothing compares in your book. Nothing compares.
Chick-fil-A compare at all?
Listen, I love Chick-fil-A, but they're not open on Sundays.
I hear that.
See, that's a
And
thing.
you got a craving on Sunday. What do you do?
I like it with a pickle, but sometimes on Sunday.
And also, I just think Popeyes is just way better. I'm sorry. I think people just, they love
Is
Chick-fil-A.
it worth
I
a
respect
45-minute wait? You would never wait 45 minutes.
Worth a 45-minute wait, but like Chick-fil-A, like let's stop. It's fine.
No,
what's fine?
Chick-fil-A. Stop acting. They don't even season it.
What happened with you?
It's just a chicken sandwich.
Good.
It's fine. It's fine. That should be their slogan. It's fine.
It's okay. Oh, we got claps over there.
Do you ever just get a Chick-fil-A and be like, this is the best thing I've ever ate? Now, it's always clean. It's always, they always treat you
They're
well.
quick.
First of all, there's no flavor on those fries. That tastes like the Sunday New York Times.
Fries are bad.
They put nothing on those fries. They just bring them out the grease. No flavor. Here you go.
You need to talk to your people that are working at Chick-fil-A here because they're not cutting the mustard.
People will come for me. I know how defensive people are about Chick-fil-A, but you're just hearing the truth, and it hurts to swallow it sometimes. Chick-fil-A is fine.
But I will say, Popeyes is better.
Yes, thank you. There we go. That's my
I
girl.
agree there. Coming up on DBL, we're sharing your opinions live on air because you, the viewer, are our fifth host. So a bride sets her wedding at 5:30 in the morning so she could have a sunrise ceremony. What would you go? We're getting Leanne's opinion too. That's coming up next. We are live all the time, and I think that lends to our sincerity because you don't have time to rehearse. You don't have time to have a second take. You can't edit what you're going to say, so you just have to be off the cuff, and I think that is what makes us so unique.
I think we have a great chemistry between all the co-hosts. For me personally, I want to get everyone's backs. We disagree a lot. I don't necessarily agree with what the other hosts say, but I'm never going to leave them hanging out to dry, and I would hope that they have that same respect for me, and I feel like we built that up over the years.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. So a bride and groom are getting a ton of backlash for setting their wedding at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, you heard me right. They want a sunrise ceremony. Well, that has their guests fired up. So DBL Nation, gotta hear from you. Would you attend a 5:30 a.m. wedding? And is it okay to complain about it? Take it away, Tori.
All right, Kendrick from Facebook says, I understand it's her day, but I would never expect anyone to get up that early for me. I completely agree with you. I think it's sort of weird because as a woman and some men, I have to then get up at like 3 because I got to shower, I got to do my hair, I got to put the Spanx, the corset, the other thing. There's a lot going on for me under here. So I think it's a terrible mistake.
And God forbid you're a bridesmaid.
Listen, I'm just saying, 5:30, you're not going to get me to shower before I show up. I'm showing up as is.
Up like this.
In your jammies.
You're gonna
Exactly.
sniff what you get.
Oh, man, that's fun.
That's
right.
you, Al.
I was about to kick into it. I was letting the laughter die down.
Okay.
So I'm a professional.
Comic. Okay.
Amy from Facebook says, sunrise means another day with you. This is sweet. I'd get up and go.
Oh, no.
You're way nicer than me.
So
Amy.
nice.
Honestly, like, I don't think that this person knows my friends. The thing is, not that my friends wouldn't wake up, it's that my friends wouldn't have gone to sleep. So a lot of wedding pictures would be looking real rough for the next 10, 15 years. Yes,
rough.
We don't want to capture that.
Real rough.
And Nancy from Facebook says, no one is holding a gun to your head. Go or don't go. Why complain? Actually, don't see it as complaining because, listen, I do want to be a part of my family's weddings, my best friend's wedding. And, yeah, I might just say, if it were my sister, I'd be real and be like, yo, Monica, people aren't going to want to get it. And what if you live an hour away? So then you're waking up at 2 a.m.?
Even earlier.
Come
you know,
on.
I had a best friend who got married New Year's Day. And let me just tell you what the official aroma was in the church.
That was rough.
Ooh, the sins of the evening.
Yeah. I'm not sure most of those guests were still drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Good Lord. All right. Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
I'm sorry.
After you got done laughing at me, and now what's up?
I'm sorry.
Karma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, apologies. Cheryl from Facebook says, as long as I can come in my PJs or remain in my outfit from the night before. If you do have to go because it's like your sister, get a romper that's silk. It probably will feel like pajamas. Am I right?
That's
Do
a
they
great
make
idea.
rompers out of silk?
I think we might have made a little
great idea
here, right?
Yes.
As long as they have a backdoor trap so you don't have to like get naked to go
I
pee.
hate that
That's
about
the worst.
rompers.
The bathroom,
That's the
you're
only
doing
thing,
this?
the onesies.
Yeah,
How do you zip
the
it
fact
back
that
up?
they haven't figured that out yet is beyond me. But really quickly, so what about the fact that the people people that are showing up and then they're complaining, have they been married yet? I'm just wondering what the backlash will be, because a lot of people are talking about this story on social media, on Reddit.
You mean, have they been married?
Yes. Is it already said and done, or do you think that this is all going to blow up in their faces at the wedding day?
No, I think what would have been really nice is, so if you really want to get up and have a 5:30 a.m. sunrise wedding, the people who show, be grateful, be kind, love it, enjoy it. But then, later on in the day when people are awake, have a party.
Yeah. I think this is going to really affect the whole mood at the...
You think they're going to break up?
It's everywhere. Oh. I don't think they're going to break up. I just think it's going to be weird now.
I think
it's now officially weird.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Now everybody's talking to you. How you feel now?
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Now, is your credit card helping or hurting your wallet? Budgetologist Felicia Jones is back to share some of the biggest credit card myths on today's Dollars and Cents, presented by John Hancock. Felicia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You ready to crush some myths?
Yes, do that.
So what are some of the biggest credit card myths, Felicia?
You know what? There are so many myths around credit cards that it may be hurting, like you said, hurting your wallet or holding you back. So let's go ahead and just jump into the first one.
All right.
The first one is you need to carry a balance to build your credit. You actually don't need to do that. So you can actually get the same results of building your credit when you pay off your balance each month.
Oh, okay.
And if you're running a balance, guess what? You're just getting unnecessary interest.
Yep.
And then you're building up, and then we don't want you to get behind.
I've learned that one the hard way.
Yeah, so pay off your credit card each month and you can still build your credit. Now, the second one is that credit card terms are non-negotiable. And this is not true, because you can actually pick up the phone and just ask. So if you want to lower your interest rate, you call and ask. If you want to change when your payment cycle is going, you call and ask. You got to be in good standing,
right,
but they are willing to help you out because they want to keep you as a customer as well.
Huh, so, I didn't know that.
So yeah, just pick up the phone. Sometimes you'd be surprised what you ask for.
Yeah.
You may get what you ask for. The third myth is you only need to pay the minimum payment. And that is actually not true, because what happens with the minimum payment, it will keep you in good standing, but again, you'll start accruing more interest,
right,
and then your balance will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you'll get caught in that loop. So you actually do want to pay off that payment each month and on time.
That's important. That's important.
That is so important that we want to do. Now, the fourth myth is using a debit card is the same as using a credit card. Oh, this is not true at all.
Okay.
Absolutely not true. Now, here's the trick with credit cards. They are actually better for consumers. You have a little bit more protection, and it's not attached to your bank account like a debit card. So what happens if we go and rent a car,
right,
or go to a hotel? You know what? They want to hold up to $300 sometimes. And if you need that money, guess what? You don't have it in your bank account.
Right.
So you want to make sure you know what's going on with your credit card. So for things like that, credit cards are actually just a little bit better, and they're not the same as using a debit card.
Good tip.
Yeah. And then finally, cashback reward cards equate to free money. Some people think this, and this is not true.
I do. It's not true.
It is not free money. It is definitely not free money if you're running a balance each month. Because, if your interest rate is 24% and your cash back is 1%, guess what? You probably aren't really getting real cash back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what you still want to do is that you want to pay this credit card off each month so that you can get the benefits of that cash reward. And also, in order to get the better cash rewards, you actually need to have a really good credit score to have the really good credit cards.
Oh.
Yeah. So these are just a few
Those
of the
are
myths.
good, though, but it's simple.
It's
that I
very
didn't know.
simple. I know.
All right.
I love this.
I love when you come in here.
Thanks.
Felicia, you're always saving me money.
I love doing that.
And my family thanks you as well. All right, thank you so much, Felicia. To submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Welcome back to DBL. Al, comments?
I do, Sammy. We have a comment from Dion, and she says, and speaking of our lovely guest, she says, I was just flipping through channels and saw Leanne on the show. Knew I had to watch.
Yay!
Dang right you do, Dion. And Jesse says, I love Real Housewives of Dallas, exclamation point. More housewives need to follow in Leanne's footsteps.
Yep.
She's awesome.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And you have quite the episode this week.
My wedding is this week.
Yes.
Rich's vows. Low-key still the entire show.
Wow.
Low-key still the entire show.
Is he going to make me cry? Because
He is going to make you cry, laugh. You're going to need a box of tissues.
Okay.
You're going to need some Clinic
I like when vows take me on a journey. I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm laughing.
The whole audience. We got the congregation involved.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
And now you have a documented wedding video. How cool is that?
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Same time, same place. Check out her wedding this week on Bravo.
Woo-hoo.